my name is Kathy. I'm going to give you a quick demo on how to make a quinoa summer salad. So to begin with, I went ahead and cooked our quinoa. We had to rinse it 2 times until the water was clear that was running over the quinoa. Next, I put in 1 cup quinoa to 1½ cup water with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. It came to a boil. I put the lid on, and then it cooked for 15 minutes on low heat. So now I'm going to transfer our cooked quinoa into a bowl so it can now be refrigerated. As you can see here, we have a lot of quinoa, but we only started out with this cup of quinoa, and so quinoa will triple in size once it's cooked. And many people think that quinoa is not an affordable grain because we paid $6.50 for this small bag, but we have at least 3 cups in it, which will turn out to 12 servings, and it triples in size. So it is a very affordable and great grain to choose. Now that we put our quinoa in the refrigerator to cool, I'm going to discuss the vegetables we're going to put in. So first off, we have some fresh basil here that we will chop up and place into our salad. We have some organic garbanzo beans to add, celery, cherry tomatoes, zucchini, and squash. So quinoa is such a good vegetable, a really good grain because it actually comes from the seed of spinach, from the same seed as spinach. It's loaded with tons of micronutrients, and it is actually a great source of protein. Now, it's a better source of protein than most other grains because it contains the amino acid lysine, and lysine is not in most other grains. This makes quinoa a complete source, a complete protein. And as we learned in week 2, there are different qualities of protein, and because it has a lysine in there, it is considered a high quality protein. Furthermore, it is loaded with tons of fiber, which is great for our digestional tract, as we've learned as well. Finally, it has tons of micronutrients, as I mentioned, including folic acid. And many of us don't know that we need a certain amount of folic acid because, as women, we do. Because during pregnancy, even before you're conceived, you should have a great amount of folate because it helps protect the neural tube. This is what eventually becomes the baby's brain and spinal cord. And it's really important that we protect that and make sure it grows healthily. And by just taking folic acid supplements, it can help prevent any neural tube defects. And quinoa is a great source of folic acid, so it can help to make sure that your baby grows healthily. Now that we're going to finish chopping up our vegetables, we're going to put them all in one bowl and then combine them with our quinoa. Now, like I said, I picked tomatoes and celery and zucchini, squash, but feel free to pick any type of vegetable you'd like. You could put mushrooms, spinach, onions, other vegetables that I'm just not a fan of. You could put black beans. You don't have to put just chickpeas. You could put corn and other types of beans and legumes. Feel free to do any kind of that. So here we're just going to combine all our vegetables, which are also great sources of micronutrients in addition to our quinoa. So I haven't yet told you which micronutrients are that quinoa has in it, but there is tons of vitamin B6, thiamine, there's riboflavin, as well as copper, magnesium, and lots of zinc, so which are all important micronutrients that we need to receive every day. Our quinoa has now been refrigerated for about 20 minutes, so we're going to mix it together here with our vegetables. Just mix them all up, and then we're going to get started on making our dressing. As you can see, they all blend very nicely together and all go great with this quinoa. Moving on to our dressing, we're making here our homemade lemon vinaigrette. As you can see here, I'm using actual fresh squeezed lemons rather than just using lemon juice. Might be a little bit harder, but it's the better idea. If you don't want to use a lemon vinaigrette, feel free to make any type of vinaigrette you'd like. I suggest not buying a dressing, but to make your own. Because of all the preservatives we find in dressings, it's not actually that healthy. It's much better to make your own. So here we have used 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a little bit of fresh ground pepper, and then we'll just add a pinch of garlic powder, but feel free to use cayenne pepper, garlic seasoning, any type of other quick little zesty taste you'd like to have in your dressing. So we're going to finish off our quinoa salad here by just adding our freshly made dressing. We need to make sure it gets mixed up in there nicely. And you can feel free to garnish this with some toasted pine nuts, toasted cashews, walnuts, or any other tree nut you'd like. But I'm just going to serve it here as a main dish for my lunch. But feel free for added protein to add a lean protein such as chicken, turkey, or fish, and enjoy your summer quinoa salad. I hope you enjoy my summer quinoa salad.